Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something funny about power. Everyone thinks power is loud. Big speeches, big missiles, big headlines. But real power? Real power is when someone quietly moves the chess pieces while the whole world is watching the wrong square. And that's exactly what just happened. When people heard that Iran was hitting back against America and its allies, most imagined one thing: missiles flying everywhere, explosions on TV, dramatic music in the background like a Hollywood movie. But geopolitics doesn't work like Hollywood. It works more like a complicated family dinner. You insult one cousin, suddenly 3 uncles are involved. 2 aunties stop talking, and someone blocks the door. That's how this situation escalated. Now think about this for a second. Iran didn't just wake up one morning and say, "Let's fight the world today." Countries don't behave like angry teenagers. They behave like chess players who sometimes wait years before making one move. And when retaliation came, it wasn't just one action, it was a combination of pressure points, military signals, regional pressure, economic threats, and psychological messaging. Iran understands something many countries understand very well. If you cannot match strength directly, you change the battlefield. And suddenly the battlefield is not just one place, it spreads across regions, across economies, across alliances. Now imagine you are a shipping company moving oil through the Middle East. Your job yesterday was simple: move oil from point A to point B. Today, your insurance is skyrocketing. Your ships are being tracked. Your routes might be threatened. Your investors are nervous. And suddenly a conflict between governments becomes a crisis for global business. You see, the modern world is like a giant spider web. Pull one thread, and the vibration travels everywhere. Oil markets feel it. Stock markets feel it. Shipping companies feel it. Even the price of gas at a small station thousands of miles away can feel it. And this is why retaliation today doesn't look like old wars. Old wars were simple: 2 armies, 2 borders, clear winners and losers. Modern conflicts, they are messy. They involve economics, cyber systems, alliances, energy markets, and public opinion all at once. It's like playing 5 chessboards at the same time. And here's the thing that most people misunderstand. Retaliation is not always about destroying your opponent. Sometimes it's about making them uncomfortable, making the situation expensive. Now look at the global reaction. Shipping routes suddenly became the center of attention. Energy markets started whispering about oil shocks. Military alliances began moving assets around the region, and analysts started asking the big question everyone is thinking about: is this escalation or negotiation pressure? And when tensions rise like this, something very interesting happens in politics. Leaders start calculating. Not emotionally, strategically. What can we gain? What can we lose? How far do we push? And most importantly, what is the exit door? Because every conflict eventually reaches the same moment. The moment when both sides stop asking, "How do we win?" and start asking something much more important: how do we get out of this without looking weak? Now here is where things start getting really interesting. Because the moment tensions rise in the Middle East, the map suddenly becomes very crowded. You see, the region is like a neighborhood where everyone's houses are connected by the same electricity line. If one house catches fire, the others don't say, "That's not my problem." They immediately start checking their own wires. And this is exactly why Gulf countries suddenly found themselves in the middle of the conversation. Now think about geography for a moment. Most people hear about the Middle East and imagine endless desert. But in reality, one of the most important highways on planet Earth runs right through this region. Not a road, not a railway, a water highway. Tankers, massive oil ships, gas carriers. Every single day, enormous ships move through these narrow waterways, carrying the energy that powers factories, airplanes, cars, and entire economies. And here's the crazy part. One small choke point can affect the entire global system. Imagine a highway where 20% of the world's oil traffic passes through a single lane. Now imagine someone even hinting that this lane could be blocked. You don't even need to block it. Just the possibility creates panic. Oil traders start sweating. Insurance companies raise premiums. Shipping companies rethink routes. Markets react before anything even happens. It's like someone shouting "traffic jam" on a bridge before the cars even arrive. Now here's why Gulf countries get dragged into this situation. Many of them host US military bases. They have security partnerships with Western countries. But at the same time, they are neighbors of Iran. And living next door to someone powerful requires balance. It's like living between two strong personalities in a family. You try to stay friendly with both. You avoid choosing sides too loudly. You keep your doors open, but your windows closed. Because in geopolitics, survival often means managing relationships very carefully. Some Gulf nations depend heavily on stable oil exports. Some depend on global trade flowing smoothly. Some depend on security guarantees. So when tensions rise between big powers in the region, these countries suddenly find themselves walking on a tightrope. They don't want war. They don't want instability. But they also cannot completely ignore alliances. It's like being the middle manager in a company where two powerful executives are fighting. You just want everyone to calm down so the business can continue. But the conflict keeps dragging everyone into the room. And then there's the shipping lanes themselves. These waterways are not just regional routes, they are global arteries. Japan depends on them. Europe depends on them. China depends on them. India depends on them.